Hello, hello, happy Sunday. It is I, Ariel Kiley, and this is Let's Breathe Together. It is Sunday, April 26th, 2020, and the theme for today's gathering is how to feel. How to feel. And this topic has been coming up for me a lot lately because I've been doing a lot more somatic experiencing stress and trauma processing sessions privately, and also just talking to my friends and loved ones. And it seems that a lot of us are experiencing new feelings, feelings that we haven't quite felt before, or feelings that are stronger than usual. Maybe you felt, fear before, or you felt euphoria before, but you haven't quite felt it to the extreme that it's touching you now. Um, and also, there seems to be just this wave, at least in my community, of people, and I bet a lot of you feel like you're a part of this, of people who want to be more alive, who want to experience the full range of colors in their life, who are less interested in just controlling the outcome so things feel good, and more interested in like what's really going on in the world, what's really going on in my body, what's really happening in my mind, what's really happening with my best friend right now or my family member. I feel like for a lot of people, there's an enhanced curiosity about, for lack of a better phrase, like the true nature of reality, and a willingness to feel things that maybe you haven't really had to feel so much before. And then what comes with that willingness, what seems to come with it, is for some people a bit of a roadblock of, wait, like how do I feel? I noticed a new sensation came up or a new thought. I noticed it struck me in a way that may register as uncomfortable. I don't necessarily want to just push it away or eat it away or smoke it away or drink it away or exercise it away. And maybe I don't even have those options, the option I like best, because I'm kept in my home right now. What do I do? How do I feel? And so today's class is really about how to feel and how to increase your capacity to feel more of the textures of this life, so that you don't need to have a narrow experience of life for it to be okay, so that you can include all different kinds of experiences, different kinds of people, and different kinds of expressions from within yourself. And a metaphor that might be helpful for some of you in thinking about this, really the bridge from how you feel now to how you could expand into more feeling, is if you think about when you first started working out and it hurt. Like, you started working out, it hurt, and there's something inside your body that just says, I shouldn't work out because this hurts, this feels wrong. You're not used to those sensations. And then that soreness wears off and you work out a few more times and you start to feel stronger. And what used to be unfamiliar and therefore register as a danger in your body has become familiar. You've acclimated to it and you've realized, oh, there's actually a lot of benefits of this. And what used to feel uncomfortable or maybe even like a bad idea starts to be something that you crave. You crave to feel your muscles burning and your ability to lift something heavy and your endurance. So learning how to feel is kind of like that. When we start to practice feeling emotions that we're used to pushing away, or somehow medicating or meditating, at first it might feel like this is a bad idea. But with practice, it starts to feel like the best idea. Let's breathe together. Let's just have 3 smooth breaths. In and out and in and out, and inhale, and exhale. And then just have a look at what's happening in the environment around you. So look around and truly see. So don't just glance by things, actually absorb your visual attention into the things around you. I see the most hilarious little community of cactuses off to my right. They look like little people. See what you see. And see where either the ceiling or the sky is. And as you look around your environment, notice what happens with your breath. Today we'll be practicing lengthening, in particular the inhale, and having just an organic exhale, but notice how you're breathing as we start out. And then feel into what you're sitting on and make any adjustments you need to your seat to be nice and even on your pelvis so you're evenly upright. And then just inhaling, lift your shoulders up high toward your ears, and exhaling, sink them back down toward the earth, keeping your head in place. Inhale, lift your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, sink them back down. Inhale, lift them up. And exhale, sink them down. Now bring your arms out in front of you with your palms facing in. Lift them up toward the sky and bend your right elbow so the hand tries to touch the opposite shoulder. And if it can't, if it's more forward, that's totally fine. Bring your left hand onto that elbow and just push the elbow up into your hand. So we're just doing a few simple stretches to help prepare our upper body, our lungs for some long breaths. So pushing the elbow up, and if your forearm is behind your head, you can push your head back into your forearm. So there's this beautiful stretch into the right ribs. And then just switch, reach both arms up, flex your left elbow, bring your left hand across to the other shoulder, wherever it lands. Hold your right hand on top of that elbow and push your elbow up as you hold it down. And if your forearm is behind your head, you can just lightly push your head into your forearm. Then lift both your arms back up, bring them down beside you, and rest your fingertips just lightly on the earth or the ground or the cushion beside you. So your shoulders are sunken and your fingertips, I'll show you here, your fingertips are just tented down beside you. Thought you might like this cinematic stone wall today. Now with your fingertips tented out to the side, curl your left ear to your left shoulder, curl your chin to your chest, and your right ear to your right shoulder. Chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. And do a few more of these rocks side to side. And just softening up, if possible, any tension down the back and sides of the neck. Keep the shoulders heavy. Then chin to chest and lift your face back up toward even. Excuse me. Finally, will you please twist your upper body to the left so you can prop your right hand in front of you around a knee. You can prop your left hand behind you. Just look out over the back shoulder. Just a simple spinal twist. And go over to the right, stay tall, and look out over the right shoulder. And then come on back to center. And again, settle into your seat. Now sitting with your palms up on your legs. So your palms are just gently resting up. And this is considered a gesture of being open to receive. Close your eyes and notice how you're feeling. Notice any thoughts that are darting around your head, the leftover feelings from recent conversations, from recent food or drink you've imbibed. And so notice what you can feel. Now, the invitation next is to go deeper. So first you notice what catches your attention, and then you hold your attention really specifically on that which catches your attention, and you actually edit the story out of it. So if you feel like you have tension in your shoulders and you immediately go to the thought, that's because of the hard conversation I had with my sister yesterday, or you have a hurting lower back and you immediately go to the thought, that's because of my sciatica. Edit the thought out, take the story off of it, and just notice the energy of that sensation. And it could be a good sensation too. Maybe you have a feeling of like warmth and expansion across your chest. And maybe you give it credit to an old friend you recently connected with. Instead of thinking about that story, just notice the warm, open sensation across the chest. Try it now. Just the pure sensations of the present moment without the story. And travel to an area in your body that you've typically not been very kind to, or you've had thoughts about how it needs to be fixed a lot, like it needs to be fixed or corrected, or something needs to be done to make it right. Go to that area in your body, like I can go to the area of my throat or the area of my low belly. There are different parts of my body where I regularly think that should be different. Go to that area of your body and again, slice the story off of how you typically think about it and just notice the sensation there. And as you notice, breathe evenly. So we're really editing the idea of right or wrong out of the equation and just staying with pure sensation. This is where we start to get into the phrase, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. This is so true as it relates to our body. Haven't you ever had the experience that something supposedly bad happens to your body, but it actually is the window into much greater insight and revelation and breakthrough? When I was trying to be an actor, I had acne. My skin was very broken out a lot. And I thought it was the worst thing that could happen to me. But what really it made me do was really introspect. Is this the career I want? Do I want a career where that's so focused, so superficially on my face? And actually having the acne was this way to realize I wanted something different. It was actually, at the time, it felt like my worst nightmare. And what I realized later is it was totally my friend. So take all the stories off, no good or bad. It's just what is the sensation. Now, what happens oftentimes when we allow the sensation to be, when we allow ourselves to feel what we feel, is that more is revealed. So, have you ever had the experience of sitting on a log in the woods and at first you just see the obvious stuff? You're like, oh, there's a tree, there's a bush, there's a cloud, there's a chipmunk. And then you just keep sitting and keep looking at the vision of what you're seeing in the woods, and you realize, oh, there's a vine curling up that tree I didn't see before. And your eyes follow the vine and they go up, 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 and then you see a bird's nest in the tree, and there's little fluff in the bird's nest, and you realize that it must have recently housed a little family of birds because there's still some feathers left over. And then your eyes move over to another tree and you notice how different the leaves are from the first. And the forest reveals itself to have so much more texture and color and depth the more you sit with it and just observe. And this happens with feeling too. At first, you might just say, I have a belly ache. But as you sit with the sensation that came before the label belly ache, you realize there's a whole world of information going on there. So next, what I'd love for us to do is practice this expanded inhale, really as a somatic practice in inclusion. So one thing I do notice with people that don't want to feel is they often don't want to breathe very deeply either. It's breathing is feeling, breathing is inhabiting your body. And it's a really cool practice to practice taking in more breath, taking it in deeper, taking it in fuller. So what I'm going to do is gradually count your inhales and make them longer and longer. If we get to a point where it's longer than you can go, you just stick with the length inhale that works for you, okay? And rest your hands now. You can rest them down or up, whatever you prefer. And refind your long spine so that your lungs are in your rib cage are just really even and there's plenty of length. You're not collapsed, there's plenty of space. And your head is right on top of your head so that your airways are really clear. Those pipes are open as well. And first, just allow an organic inhale and exhale. Then inhale, 3, 2, 1, and exhale all the way out. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, all through the nose. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. If your nose is stuffy, you can breathe through your mouth though. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. One more inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Now inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And when your body says now, exhale and return to your native breath. Just let your body breathe as it naturally breathes and feel how you feel. And now here's the kind of final piece I'd love to layer in for today. And that's the practice of purposefully choosing something that's a little bit uncomfortable to feel and just being with it, feeling the energy of it and breathing. Now, this is very much what we do in a titrated, which means little by little way in somatic experiencing work, because you're experiencing your soma, you're experiencing what's happening in your body. And generally what happens is there's an initial feeling of, I don't want to feel this, I want to get away. And then when you, in a safe and slow and present way, choose to be with what you're feeling, it moves through and transforms a lot faster than it would have if you continually try and push it away. Because the feelings aren't bad guys. The feelings are just evidence that something's a little disorganized, something's a little off. You might be off your values. You might be a little off your truth. Something needs to be dealt with. And so what I encourage you to pick today is a topic, a recent incident that was sufficiently agitating, but not your biggest trauma in the world. So like something that you're like, I want to push that away, but it's still right there. I'm unable to totally push that away. Find that thing, and in the presence of our group today, there's a few dozen people spattered around the world here together. And in the presence of our group today, let this container, let the container of your breath, let the container of my presence and your presence be a vast enough space for you to feel that feeling. The sun is really coming through. I'm going to move this back and come forward a little. Okay, so ask yourself, what is that thing I've been avoiding feeling, but it keeps nagging me? There might be something that you're like blaming someone else for, or feeling like a victim of, or feeling angry about, or wanting to avoid. Something that makes you stick your face into just a trough of ice cream. that thing. And call it up, and imagine you could just hold it in your hand, and you can even bring your hands out in front of you and imagine you're holding it and just looking at it like a little toad you picked up on a nature walk. Just imagine it sitting right there. I got to think of one too. Hold on. Ooh, I got a good one. Okay. And then rest your hands wherever you want to rest them. Can I get a redo? Can you hold it back in your hands again? And can you actually take it? So imagine it's right there and put it against your body. So it's like you're taking it in. So you're actually bringing it back into your body, and you can put it wherever you want to. It could go on your chest, you could put it in your belly, put it on your lap. And once you feel like, yes, I'm acknowledging that this is a part of my experience, then release your hands and close your eyes and think about that thing. So you can call up the story of it and notice the sensations that arise in your body as you call it up. You can do this actually with eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. You can repeat the phrase inside your own mind a few times. And continue to breathe. Continue the steady rhythm of your breath as you fully feel the energy of this situation in your body. Feel how it affects your different body parts. Feel how it affects your whether you feel more vivacious or more fatigued. Whether you feel strong or weak, just sit with it. Keep breathing, keep your seat on the ground, and notice how it changes as you sit with it. And you can totally let go of the story at this point and just be with this sensation. As I think of mine, I felt a fast heartbeat at the front of my chest, and as I sit with it, I feel it calm and sink back deeper into my chest. And it's kind of like a wave, and when you feel that wave has settled back into little bubbly fizzles in the surf, then it's time to reemerge. Then you can open your eyes. We have so many unsolved mysteries inside of us, don't we? Like the funny thing when I do this, a lot of the times it's like, I don't have an answer right now. I don't suddenly have an answer to that, but it's integrated into my soma. It's been accepted in a way that now I can work with it instead of keep bracing against it and pushing it away. Let's breathe together. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And as usual, I really love to invite you all, if you had any insights at all during our gathering here today, to share them in the comment box. It's such a gift to everyone else in the group, and there's something really powerful about taking note literally and figuratively. So what I would say is if you're open to sharing a little something, what you can share is just what was it like to sit with the feeling without pushing it away? Any shifts that you felt from having sat with it? What was it like? Were there any surprises? Just anything that comes up that you feel like is of note to you. If it's interesting to you, it'll be interesting to us. It'll be infused with your interest. I often like to combine, sometimes if something's really hard to feel, I combine feeling it with taking a walk. So I'm having a feeling of physical movement while I'm feeling the thing, and that's a really powerful practice too. But consciously breathing is kind of like the walk too. It gives you inner movement. So Liz shares, codependency issues manifested as a princess and the pea right in my third chakra. Oh, fascinating. What happened to the pea? Did it transform at all or did it stay a pea? Bill says, just a feeling of everything is okay. Bill, I like that you're outside. Irish countryside, or maybe you're in suburbia, but it looks pretty woodsy from here. Lauren says, progress to processing. Cool, cool. Pam said the physical sensations bubbled up to a totally different part of the body. That's really neat. You know, in the somatic experiencing work, what we're always tracking for is change. When movement happens, when change happens, that means things are going in the right direction. We just want them to go in a direction. James says, I'm so afraid there's not enough. And it's hard to feel like that is my friend. So you don't have to make it your friend. You don't have to make it your friend. You can just sit with what are the sensations of not enough. I'm kind of curious. I want to feel not enough because I definitely know that one. When I feel not enough, I feel it almost like a scream that wants to happen in my throat. And one thing you can do if you're having something that's not moving or shifting well is see it through to what it wants to do. So if I'm stuck with that scream in my throat, I might do basically like a silent scream, like open my mouth and go, like feel like I'm screaming without hurting my vocal cords, and then just go back to what's happening now. Ooh, and I want to do it again. What's happening now? So there might be a little enactment that would serve the movement and let yourself feel what you feel. So it doesn't have to be your friend. In retrospect, if you're like, oh, that was all for the best, cool, but don't try and force it to be for the best. Sarah says, a release from the pressure of holding it all together. Ooh, yeah, I get that. Dee says, feels like when maggots want to repel each other. I just want to fly the other way too. Oh, interesting. And there could again be like an exploration of what would it feel to get to fly the other way? Like feel into that then next and follow that urge. Jane said, feelings are energy that need to move and transform. Totally. Liz said, oh, the pea, the princess and the pea's pea, it disintegrated into sparkle sparks. Cute. Adrian said, I got teary and felt compassion toward myself because I was hurting. Oh, that's really beautiful. That's really sweet. And that's also such evidence that there's awareness, like awareness is in the house, you know? It's not just you're overtaken by the feeling. You have this presence, this omniscience there too. Audrey said, what felt huge is not that big. That's happened so much. It's like, look at the monster in the closet. How big is it? Carrie said, I will survive. That's good news. Aldara said, realization of where the thing that was bothering me was coming from. Oh, nice. Yeah, and sometimes we have a story about where it's coming from and we sit with the feeling and we realize that story isn't true. It's another thing. That happens a lot in the SE work where people come in basically with a story that represents a deeper story. Carrot said, frustration turned into acceptance and my whole physical body relaxed. Almost all of the pain and discomfort I've been feeling for days dissolved. That's incredible, Carrot. Whew, I feel better just reading that. Monica said, it feeling hard to put into words to see that it is so easy when we tap into our power and embrace it and just observe it. Lovely. Holly said, still sad, but there was warmth too. That's cool. And you know what's really cool about that is like I said in the beginning, like the point, maybe I didn't say this so clearly in the beginning. I said this in my newsletter on Friday. The point isn't to feel better. The point is to feel. And usually what comes with feeling through to the end is feeling better, but don't make feeling better the outcome. So you can still be sad and also notice there's warmth too, and let sad be there. Because the only thing worse than feeling a bad feeling is feeling like you shouldn't be feeling the bad feeling also. But the acceptance tends to blanket it in something else altogether. Lauren said privately, I have to run to finish some baking, Ariel, but thank you as always. My pleasure, Lauren. Enjoy your baking. So thank you all. Thank you times 1.5 million for being here on this Sunday with me. It's the last Sunday in April. I'll be back next Monday. It'll be May. And these weeks, so much changes from week to week, doesn't it? I'm just so curious to feel into what's going to be happening next week and the week after and next year. And I love that I get to pass some of this time with you all. So thank you for being here. I'm continuing to do these one-on-one stress and trauma processing sessions. I'm keeping the price half off for a little while longer. So if you're curious about doing some personal work, you can reach out to me on my website, arielkiley.co.co. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful week. And, you know, the assignment, just pause and feel. Pause and compassionately feel when you can. Okay. Mwah. Namaste. Blessings to all. You're welcome, Aldara. You're welcome, Katrina. You're welcome, Carrie. Big kiss to you, Aldara. Oh, you're in New York. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Dee. Thank you, Sarah. 3 of us here in Maine. Oh, I love that. I love Maine. Such a weird state in all the right ways. Thank you, Adrian.